Hey everybody, welcome to Process Server Messenger, a show where we like to talk about life as a process server messenger, small business owner out here in Los Angeles, California. My name's Nick. It's NBA playoffs time. It's litigation season. Been serving a lot of documents to a lot of people. And it's a great day to record and post a podcast. So let's start the show, guys. All right. I was still liking that new intro I put up. I think it was worth the Adobe stock footage. I might be buying some. I think my credits got renewed for this month, so I might be doing some more Adobe stock stuff. I'm liking it. It looks professional. I don't quite have all my cameras and professional quality together, so if I can buy it up from Adobe, that's fine with me. I think that's looking pretty good. I might be getting back into messing around with what they got going on over there and trying to film some more myself while I'm out and about in LA serving people. It's been a beautiful last couple days. It even kind of got cloudy and a little bit rainy recently, which is I guess we got an El Nino coming. So we'll see how that goes. Excuse me. Every time I start to record, it's like my allergies flare up. It's nuts. It's like this crazy Pavlovian response. I've been recording podcasts. This is my 46th episode. And there's been some in the past where I'm listening to the recording and I've got like a squeak in my nose while I'm breathing, and I didn't notice until I finished recording, and then it's just there on the episode. So we try to avoid that. I usually take an allergy pill and like blow my nose and do that before I start recording, but it's like crazy. I don't get like that, and then I hit the record button and all of a sudden it starts. It must be psychosomatic. But yeah, enough about me. Welcome to the show, guys. This is a Friday episode. I posted last Friday. I didn't post on Monday. I had a little bit of I got sick again. I know I was sick last month. I got sick again this month. I don't know. I think it's just bad luck. I got kids in school, and sometimes they go I'm blaming the kids. They go to school and they get me sick. So, but yeah, I had a crazy migraine. Monday was a tough day for me. Tuesday was tough. I was feeling better by Tuesday, but I still wasn't 100%. And Wednesday I was back to work normal, but I still had a like a dull kind of headache at times throughout the day. Now I'm feeling a lot better. Just trying to stay hydrated. Yeah, I drank a lot of water. I don't know what that was going to do, but hopefully it helped. I mean, I'm feeling better now, but the kids, I'm blaming the kids. They get me sick. They go to school and they mingle with their friends and they all get each other sick and they bring it home to the parents. So yeah, it's been even though I've been sick and not feeling good, the show must go on. I don't serve people when I'm sick. I don't want to serve you and then get you sick. I think that's unethical. So if I have symptoms or something, I'll probably just stay home until I feel better, and I might even wear a mask, like a face mask, like people used to wear. I still have a lot of them, and I'll put it on if I'm feeling like I'm feeling good enough. I don't feel like I'm going to get anybody sick, but just in case, sometimes. But yeah, I didn't do too much work the last couple of days because of that. But nevertheless, it's been really busy for me. I just got a couple papers to serve Um, man, I don't read these documents when I get them. When people give me stuff to serve, I look through them to see what the paperwork is, like the title of the documents. I I obviously keep track of that for the proof of service. And I'll look for the case information, the case name, the court information, stuff like that, name of the attorney, just basic information. I give the documents a glance to see what it is, but I'm rarely like. Sometimes you can look through it to get a sense of. You can look through like a complaint to kind of get an idea of the person you're serving. It rarely, very rarely, like, sometimes it helps. Sometimes it helps to know what the context of the case is, so that it's usually when someone asks you what you're here for. Like, for example, if you're looking at the documents and it's like a family issue, like a divorce or a custody or whatever, family trust. I'm kind of I'll be more open with who I'm speaking to, with what it's about, because there's a good chance that they know exactly what it's about, and that by just being straightforward and forthcoming with them, they're going to know exactly what's up, and they're going to just take the documents or let me in to where I need to go to serve the person, or, it's usually helps. Sometimes it does help to look at what's in it. To help you get it, just so that when you're in the room talking to someone and they ask you what you're here for or what do you want, or they're trying to suss you out to see whether or not they're going to try to get served or not. Sometimes reading the documents will help give you an idea of, well, maybe I should just be as vague as possible with this person, or maybe I should be more forthcoming with this person, because it might help me get in. Like I said, if it's like a family issue, maybe being more forthcoming will get the job done, because they're expecting it. They know they're getting divorced. I don't know how to say it, but they know what's up. So sometimes if it's like more of like a business to business type lawsuit, like a civil thing involving money and contracts, you just try to be a little more vague, because you just want to get to the agent or the person and just, be quick about it. But I got a set of documents today, and for some reason I decided to read it. I read the complaint, and I really wish I didn't. I think I would have been more confident if I just looked for the person and went to the address they told me and just tried to serve it as is. I don't want to talk too much about, I don't want to reveal any names, even though these things are public, and I don't think it'd be a problem. I still don't want to. That's not really what I want to do here. I'll talk about it without giving away any information about who's involved, but I wanted to look it up just because the addresses that they were sending me to were offices in Century City, and I'm serving individuals at offices in Century City. So that kind of tipped me off that something might be up, because Century City has a lot of big time individuals working there. It's kind of like a powerhouse type of place, like big name professionals in all types of industries, based out of this area of Century City. This is like where everything. It's LA, entertainment, sports, TV, media, everything, movies. A lot of, agents, attorneys, professionals. So when I get a set of documents for an individual at an address like that, I kind of want to know what it's for, because I don't want to just be certain. Not that I don't want to. I'm going to go anyway. I'm going to make the attempts and the diligence. It's really nothing to me, I don't know any of these parties, so I don't know who's right or wrong, and I'm not interested in that whatsoever. It's more about me going into it with a little bit of confidence or knowing what I'm going to get myself into. Is this going to be something where I'm going to have to build diligence? Is this going to be something where it's going to be difficult for me to get past the security? Is this going to be something where it's going to be easy? I can get in this building and just go straight to the elevator and knock on the office door? Or am I going to have to go to the loading dock and they're not going to let me up and they're going to make a big deal out of it? Or, it's just to get me prepared for when I go do this, to kind of know what I'm getting into. So when I see an individual being served at an office in Century City, I kind of have further questions. I kind of want to look more into it. So I look up the people and see if I recognize them from anywhere or if there's articles on them. And there were, which I don't really care, successful people and successful businesses get served all the time. I'm sure so a lot of them are just used to it and they don't even care. It doesn't bother them. But, I started to read the complaint and, I wish I didn't. I didn't. I wish I didn't. I'll just keep it at that. A lot of times I don't. Like I said, I just look at the document type and I just kind of acquaint myself with, I got to make the proof. So I got to get enough information to have an accurate proof of service. And I might look at it just to get some more information to see if there's anything in there that can help me serve the document. Briefly glance, just skim barely. And I don't like to read them because lawsuits can get ugly and you read it and you just better, ignorance is better. It's better to not know. And this one, I wish I didn't. Sorry, excuse me. Yeah, I really wish I didn't read that. But anyways, I'm going to Century City probably tomorrow or Monday. Probably tomorrow. Going to Century City. So that'll be a lot of fun. Excuse me. All right. Let's talk basketball, guys. It's NBA playoffs, and the Lakers are doing pretty good. They're 2-0 up against the Rockets. And look, I'm just not in the basketball professional sports talk business like everyone else. And I try to watch the Lakers as much as I can throughout the season, depending on life. Sometimes I watch a lot. And like last season, I watched like every game. And this season, I watched a handful of games. And I have League Pass, so I watch all the other teams as well. I watched more other teams than I watch Lakers games. And that's mostly because like East Coast teams are on at 4 p.m. on the West Coast. So I'm kind of finishing up my business day and watching a couple of East Coast teams play each other. And the Lakers tend to play late at night. And by that point, I'm busy with my boys or just doing stuff at home or, family stuff or whatever it is, chores or whatever's going on. Not a lot of time to sit down and focus on a Lakers game that late at night. I'm out serving people. If the Lakers could play at like 4 o'clock, I'd probably watch every game, but they usually start around 7 or later. My point is I didn't watch a whole lot of Lakers games this year, and I was expecting them to beat Houston no matter what. I did a video a couple months ago, maybe it was in January, about how I liked this Lakers team and I thought they looked good together and how I was confident they were going to win the championship. And you know what? I think that was a good call. I might have been wearing the same shirt too. It just seems like a team that they like playing with each other. They seem motivated. They all seem like it's the intangible stuff. It's the professionalism. It's the collective group mindset. I think JJ Redick is a good coach in that regard of getting the guys more sharper and focused. He seems kind of like like a tough mentality guy. Like he's not a buddy guy. And he seems to have these guys kind of. I don't know how I felt about JJ Redick at first, but I think he's done as good a job as you can do with this team. He's got them all kind of competitive, and they need this Lakers team because they don't have a lot of. They're not the most athletic and youthful team, so they really have to maintain a high level of professionalism and competitiveness to kind of match the youth and energy of some of these other teams that look better than them. But I've always felt that with Luka and LeBron, they have two of the best people that I trust in the fourth quarter. If the game's close, are capable of winning a game, and they got two of them. And a lot of other teams have one, maybe 1.5. And so I feel like that's an edge for them, and I don't care how old LeBron is, or how unathletic or how moody Luka is. That has nothing to do with your ability to score points. And in the last couple minutes of a fourth quarter, a lot of teams have one guy. A lot of these playoff teams have one guy that they can trust, and we have two. And that's been a strength of the Lakers for a while, that they've been really good offensively. That's kind of been the thing that has kept them competitive, is they can put up points. They can play offense pretty easily. It's never going to be too ugly with them. The problem that they face is defensively. At times they're atrocious, and mostly defensively it's like they're trying to outscore you. They're not really trying to stop you. And that's been a problem for them in the past in the playoffs. And it's partly because their team is full of veterans who can score and are good on offense and good on offense and can gel together and play good team basketball, but their veteran ability and savviness and experience also kind of means they're old and unathletic. And there's a lot of teams that have young guys that just running circles around them, and they're not even as good as some of the players on the Lakers, but they're just literally running in circles and you can't stop them. And being young and athletic makes you better on defense. And it can also, Lakers have been bad on transition, so other teams can fast break and get easy points. So I'm not as skilled as you, but I can make a layup if I outrun you. And that's kind of been a big problem for the Lakers. So one of the things I've been kind of counting on with this team is that they just would be better defensively. Maybe that they would just decide to be competitive and somehow will their way to being better defensively. And that Marcus Smart, it's kind of he's been a defensive player of the year, right? I mean, he's older now. What is he now? He's 32. So yeah, obviously he's probably not at his peak, but did he win Defensive Player of the Year? He was all NBA Defensive First Team 3 times, Defensive Player of the Year 2022, so 4 years ago. I think he's brought that energy to the Lakers. How long has he been on this team? Just this season? I think just this year. Maybe I'm getting that wrong, but I'm not a historian from this team. But and like I said, I haven't watched as many games as I wanted to. But he's kind of up their defensive, at least mentality. So that's been working. And around January this year, I just had a feeling that this team would be capable of being better on defense, and then just a slight improvement of defense for this team is all they need. It's incredibly hard to do. It's like a not easy ask, but at least it's identifiable. If this Lakers team could play a little defense, they could beat anybody. If they can get some stops, they can beat anybody. Offensively, I'm not worried about any other team. I mean, maybe other teams could be as good as them offensively, but I generally feel very comfortable with this team offensively putting up points. as much as I've watched this team, even if they lose, they're scoring points. It's not a skill issue or a points issue. And basketball is about scoring more points than the other team. So that's usually going to be it's going to go a long way. The problem is once you get into the playoffs, a lot of these teams are good at putting up points. So becoming better defensively is like the key to winning. And that's been a problem for the Lakers in the past. But I, for some reason, felt like this team defensively could step up in ways that previous Lakers teams haven't, and they've managed to stay somewhat healthy. I know Reeves and Luka are out for who knows how long, but if they come back at any point, I think that might be an okay thing. I mean, maybe it'll be a little sore, but you get they've been off for a month. They're going to be rested. They're going to feel good. They're going to be jumping and feeling good and not tired and sore. It'll be a nice little break for them. Maybe they come back in the second round at some point. And I think they're going to end up playing. Well, let's stay in the first round. I was surprised because some of my friends that I've been talking to, some of the TV shows I watch, and some of the people I go to a place to serve, and the security guard at the lobby sees my Lakers hat, and I just found it crazy that they're up 2-0 against the Rockets right now. Game 3 is tomorrow, Friday, April 24th at 5 p.m. I'm recording this on Thursday. I thought the Lakers were going to win the whole time, even without Reeves or even without Luka. I've watched this Rockets team, and I've watched this Lakers team. Even without Reeves and Luka, I think this Lakers team can put up points. And Reeves and Luka are like not great defenders, so you're losing a lot offensively. Are they the two top scorers on the Lakers? I think so. But this team can score. I mean, okay, you're missing your two top scorers, but your team, you got LeBron. Like, he can figure it out for people, and this team can score. I have no worries about anybody on this team being out and not being able to put up points. The problem with this team has always been the defense, not the scoring. So they lose their top two scorers. I'm not that concerned offensively. And in a way, they're losing. Now, I'm not saying this fully. I'm just it's like a thought experiment. They're losing two really bad defenders in Luka and Reeves. They're better with Luka and Reeves, but they're okay offensively. They're losing a lot offensively, but they still got a lot in the tank. And Luka and Austin Reeves are bad defensively, so you're kind of replacing their minutes with people who are going to be okay defensively. Before this playoffs even started, I was confident we were going to sweep the Rockets or just dispatch them quickly. I remember the last game of the season, people were saying that the Rockets, because people were fighting for seeding, and they were talking about if the Lakers could keep the number 3 seed, they'd play the Timberwolves. And Timberwolves fans I saw on Twitter and X were even saying, oh man, we wish we could have played the Lakers. We don't want to play the Nuggets. So they were happy that they ended up with playing the Nuggets, the Timberwolves fans. And then Rockets fans being excited that they were going to play the Lakers. I don't know why people are so dismissive of the Lakers. I really don't. I get it that Luka's out and Reeves is out, but they're probably going to be back. And this is still, without those guys, a good team, a very good team. With them, they could be a championship team. But without them, they're at least getting out of the first round. And when I found out that they were going to play the Rockets, I haven't been impressed with the Rockets all year. They've had some good moments. They've had a good record. They're the 5 seed. They've had a good season. I like their coach. I like their players. I don't know. I'm just speaking from my gut. I'm speaking emotionally. I'm not afraid of that team whatsoever. I thought the Lakers were going to take care of them easily, even without Luka and even without Reeves. And they're up 2-0, and that doesn't shock me. And I remember a couple of days ago, I went to go serve documents, and I was at the lobby, and there was a security guard there, and I had my Lakers hat on. And they go, oh, Lakers, they got a tough matchup with the Rockets. And I was like, okay, so I'm not talking Lakers to a lot of people. I just have my thoughts in my head. So I said, really? You think the Rockets are tough? And they go, yeah. I don't know if the Lakers are going to beat them. You know, Luka's out, AR's out. And I said, really? I said, the Lakers are going to beat them, no problem. The Rockets just don't have the competitiveness. That starts with KD, and I really, really love Kevin Durant, the player. I think he's probably one of the best players I've ever seen play in my life. Not in person, on TV. Offensively, just maybe the greatest offensive player. The best looking jump shot, just a huge guy, can score from anywhere on the court. Offensively, there's like very few players. Maybe Jokic is got a better all around game, but in terms of scoring and just being the primary scorer, is there anybody better in the history of the game than Kevin Durant? You can leave comments. It probably is. Someone's going to be mad at that, but he's up there. I give him all the respect. He was the best player on a team that won back-to-back titles in Golden State. He got injured and then they couldn't win. He was great on those teams, and he's a two-time champion and just been great his whole career. So I'm not saying anything bad about him whatsoever. I don't want anybody to construe this as anti-KD talk, but just a matter of fact, I'm not at this point in his career worried about him leading a team deep in the playoffs. And that's not a skill thing. It's more of like a leadership thing. It's a way that you can elevate your team and bring them to be better than what they are. And he's just not that guy right now. He might have been like that at some point in his career, someone who can lead and take a team. He definitely was. He was leading that Golden State team. They needed him, and he showed up, and he. I think he led that team. A lot of people maybe don't agree with that, but he was barking back at Draymond Green. He was taking control of that team. Without him, they don't win those. They needed him, and he showed up, and he led those teams, and he was the best guy, and I give him his props for that. I'm not saying he can't be that guy or wasn't that guy in the past. I'm just saying in this season, not worried about him leading any team past the Lakers. He's very skilled and he can still score and he's still great, and I hope he plays forever, and he's one of my favorite players ever. But, you know, if he's your best player on your team, you're in trouble. Just purely from the fact that he's not going to lead anybody. He's not leading nobody anywhere. He's not making your team better. He's more of like a mercenary type. He's going to put up numbers, and hopefully you have a team around him. He used to be more of a leader. He used to carry more teams. He used to be able to lift his teammates up. Now he's just one of the greatest players ever, and he's kind of like a mercenary, skilled player for hire. And I never was worried about him leading the Rockets past anybody. And so when we matched up with them, I kind of was like, oh, cool, we're going to win. And it felt like the sentiment out there with everyone else was the Rockets were better, and that the Lakers had injured players, and that this was going to be a bad timing for the Lakers, and the Rockets were a good team that could beat them. And without Luka and Austin Reeves, the Lakers were kind of got bad luck, bad injury luck. And even without Reeves and even without Luka, I never for a second thought Houston could beat this team. Let's see if they win any. Let's see if they don't get swept. I just don't see a competitiveness. I know I have. This isn't a knock. I don't know. It's not really a knock. All their players are competitive. Their coach is competitive. KD is competitive. They're whatever. This is not a knock on them. I'm just telling you what I see at a whole. They don't seem to click together in a competitive way. They don't seem to click together in a way that's going to rise up. The Lakers had the same problem for years. They kind of weren't better than the sum of their parts. They were a bunch of good parts that produced exactly what you thought they would and could never rise above. And that's just kind of where these Rockets are. And the Lakers, I feel, are actually a team that is better than the sum of their parts, and they kind of gel together in ways that makes them better than they should be. And that comes from leadership, competitiveness. It's just what it is. It's just luck, or not luck, but sometimes you put a group of guys together and they work, and sometimes you put a group of guys together and they don't work. Look at bands that have super groups. You have super group bands where everybody in the band is a rock star, and they never make anything, work. And you never know until you get the people on the court together out there competing till you see, does it work together or does it not work? You don't know. You're going to have to just see it. And with Houston, I don't see it. And with the Lakers, I do. So I always felt the Lakers were going to get past them. Now, the problem is in round 2, they're playing the Thunder. And the Thunder are awesome. So that's a problem. Let's see who else is left. Nuggets, Timberwolves. I'm not worried about those teams. I feel the same way about them as I do the Rockets. They just aren't the same. The Nuggets just aren't the same team they were. Even the Timberwolves aren't the same team. They took a slight step back, and the Lakers, I think, competitively, emotionally, just as a team, intangibly, I don't know how to describe it, but I think that their individuals are kind of locked in. There may be some sort of sense that this is nearing the end for LeBron, and this might be like the last time that Luke and LeBron are together, and they seem to be kind of aware that the clock is ticking. I guess that's what it is. It's just kind of like the clock is ticking on them in ways that it's not quite for other teams. The clock is ticking on the Lakers. I know they have Luka for the future, but the LeBron era is ending at any moment. And who knows if JJ is going to be there? Who knows if anybody is going to be there? Luka is going to be there, but literally everyone else, this could be over. And it's been this team, this LeBron team, for six years. We're kind of at the end of the era, and I think everyone knows that, and I tangibly feels that, and I think it's kind of boosting them. I think it's giving them a little bit extra urgency that maybe the other teams don't quite feel. They have a kind of like an urgency to them that this is all going to end sooner. The Spurs are a young team. The Thunder are still a young team. The Trailblazers a young team. Timberwolves, I don't know if they're a young team, but they're not an old team. They still have young guys. The Nuggets, they can still go for a couple years with Jokic, and they can always build around him. So they have a good, solid, I don't know how long their future is, but they got a couple more years of runway. The Rockets, I don't even know what to make of them. But the Lakers seems like the team that, okay, they have Luka, and you know that for sure. They're going to have him moving forward. But this whole LeBron era could be over at any 4 more losses and it's over, So they seem to be playing with that urgency. Trailblazers, no. Spurs, I said this months ago. They're talented. I should be more worried about them. They're younger. They're skilled. They're fast, athletic, young, talented. They good on defense. I don't think they're as good offensively as the Lakers. That's my opinion. I haven't watched a whole lot of Spurs games, but definitely better defensively. The Spurs should beat the Lakers, but I feel like the Lakers just have that whole the sum is greater than the parts. Combine that with the sense of urgency that the end of the LeBron era is coming, and this could be over at any second for them, where the Spurs are a lot younger. So they can, anything they do is an overachievement at this point. Maybe if they don't get out of the first round, they'll be disappointed, maybe, but if they get to the second round and they lose to Denver or Minnesota, they can't be that disappointed. I mean, maybe they thought they were better than they were, but even if they lose in the second round, maybe if they lose in the first round, maybe you could say disappointed, but they've had a great year, and Wemby's in year 2, and they're so young, so I don't think they're going to be too disappointed no matter what outcome. They're like the opposite of the Lakers in terms of urgency. There's no urgency whatsoever with them. There's a sense that they've already achieved a lot quickly. So for that reason, I've kind of never been worried about the Spurs. I should be more worried about them, but I'm just not, because I don't, mentally, that veteran, old school, I just can out tough you. I think the Lakers got them for some reason. Maybe I'm irrational. Nuggets and Timberwolves, I just don't think those teams are as good as they used to be in this current iteration, and I think the Lakers are a little bit better than they used to be, so I'm not worried about, let's just say I'm not worried about the Nuggets or the Timberwolves, especially if Luka comes back. I think Luka can take over both of those teams by himself. He's just that good. Not worried about those two teams. Maybe if you're a Nuggets fan or Timberwolves, what I'm saying is irrational. There's no reason to believe that, other than that's how I feel. I just feel like Lakers play good, and I don't know. I'm not worried about the Nuggets or the Timberwolves at all. That's just where I'm at emotionally as a Lakers fan. I put them in the same category as the Rockets. The Lakers are 4th seed. Rockets are 5th seed. Nuggets are the 3rd seed, and the Timberwolves are the 6th seed. So it's 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a stack of teams all in the same kind of category. And I just feel like the Lakers are better than all those teams. I'm not worried. They're all in the same category of that 3, 4, 5, 6 seed. And then the Spurs and the Thunder are clearly the number 1 and number 2. And I just feel like, maybe irrationally, I'm just confident in the Lakers. They're just good offensively. This game's about scoring points, and they make it look easy sometimes. They put up points like easy. So Luke Kennard had like 30 points the other day. They just make it easy. Luka, even though he's not there, we'll see. We have to see what happens to Luka and AR. We have to see where they're at. Last I checked, it's kind of going to be probably the second round. If we get to the second round, they'll probably be back. That's what I'm seeing. But you never know with these things. I don't know nobody. I'm just whatever rumor I hear on X, or on the internet. And if they come back, if they come back, they're either going to be like better off because they had a month off, so they're going to be rested and fresh, and they're going to have spring in their step, or they're going to be like 50%, like running with a limp. So you never know. It either could be a good thing, like I got some time off and I feel rested. I had a month off and I missed a round of the playoffs, and everyone else is kind of like ground down with attrition, and you've had like it's like in NASCAR making a good timely pit stop, or their injuries are worse than I think, and they're going to come back and be kind of limping. I just don't know. We'll see. It could be either one. I really don't know. But I still think they're going to beat the Rockets. No problem. The Suns are done. They're lucky to even be here. The Thunder. So I'm not worried about the Spurs. I should be. I'm not worried about the Timberwolves. I'm not worried about the Nuggets. Not worried about the Rockets. I should be worried about the Spurs. I'm not. The Thunder, I am worried about. They're just legitimately better, and they're the champions, and they just are. They're just as good as they've ever been, But if I'm gonna talk myself into a Lakers scenario, so the Lakers handle the Rockets, they get to the second round. The Thunder handle the Suns. They're facing each other off in the second round. How am I talking myself into this? So it's some of the things I mentioned before. It's the urgency. It's the fact that I think that the Lakers can keep up offensively. The problem is the Thunder are good on defense, and the Lakers aren't good on defense. So the Thunder should, and they're younger and faster and quicker, and they should be able to just kind of, take care of the Lakers pretty easily with their youth and skilled defensive players. So if I'm talking myself into this, I think what I can hang my hat on is the Thunder are kind of like karmically due for losing. They're karmically like evil right now. Are they the most hated team right now? No one likes watching them. It's a disgusting version of basketball, which it somewhat stinks because they're so good and they're so talented, and that whole roster is loaded, and they really are a talented, should be a fun, easy to root for team. But they have combined their talents and their skills with a style of playing that allows them to win and be champions, but it is a disgusting style that everyone hates, and it's ethically evil. It's unethical the way they play basketball. And if I'm a Lakers fan and I'm talking myself into how they beat the Thunder, who are better than them, younger than them, better offensively, better defensively, have a deeper roster, have a better record, and are defending champions, how does this Laker team beat them? I'm just going to say the Thunder are evil, disgusting, and they're due karmically for a loss. And it might as well be to the Lakers, who this is maybe LeBron's last go around with the Lakers. I don't think he's going to retire. He might come back with the Lakers. It seems like he likes to be a Laker. I kind of think he'll be back for next season. I haven't been following any LeBron, whatever, nothing. But I think he'll be back next season. Just how I feel. That's a hunch. He'll probably be back. I get the feeling he likes being in LA. He likes being a Laker. I get the feeling that it's just going to work out. But I don't know anything. I haven't been following anything in that regard. I kind of put my head in the sand because if he is done as a Laker, if he either retires or goes on to a different team, I don't think he's going to retire. He's either going to be a Laker or he's going to play on a different team. And I haven't even talked about the Eastern Conference. Nobody there. I don't care about anybody there. I am kind of rooting for the Cavs. I do like the Cavs. The Knicks they're not good. Knicks fans, I don't know what you're thinking. Your team stinks. Celtics are disturbingly good. I was hoping they'd have a worse season. Probably should be a little tiny bit scared of them. Pistons, love the Pistons, but I'm not scared of them. The Cavs are my team on the East, but I'm not worried about any of those teams. But I like the Cavs. I like James Harden. I like Donovan Mitchell. Those are like two of my favorite players. For them to be on the same team, and the guy who went to USC, what's his name? Let's look at their roster. What's this guy's name? Mobley, Evan Mobley. Yeah, I love all those players. So that's a fun team. I love that Cavs team. Jared Allen. I'm hoping I'm getting these names right. I just like that Cavs team. I hope they make it to the finals. I don't like any of those other teams. Sixers, good for them. They had a better season than I would have thought they were going to be. Nothing. Magic are just perennially competitive / not. No one cares. They should at some point break through to a higher seed than 8 seed, losing in the first round. They should be better than they are right now, but they're kind of stuck in this no man's land. We got Cleveland versus the Raptors. I like Cleveland. Let's get them all the way to the championship. Knicks, Hawks. The Knicks, come on, guys. Your team stinks. No chance. Your team stinks. I don't know how far you're going to make it, but it doesn't matter. You're not winning nothing. Celtics they're good. Celtics are good. They're contenders. I'll put them in contenders. I really think it's Celtics, Cavs, Thunder, Lakers, those are the teams I feel best about. We'll see who makes it. I'm not really, don't have a great history of predicting things or buying the right stocks or buying the right crypto or calling the right team, or I'm not good at predictions, but those are the teams that I feel either I like them irrationally or I feel they have a chance. Those are my contenders: Thunder, Lakers, Celtics, Cavs. Everyone else, I'm a Lakers fan. Everyone else, I think I can beat you. But the argument that the Lakers can beat the Thunder in the second round revolves around the karma and the backlash of, they had a very egregious game they played. I think it was last night against the Suns, and everyone's talking about it. That's all over the sports shows, all over X. Just how awful the way that they draw fouls and free throws on the opposing team, and the discrepancy of, there was that highlight play recap where Devin Booker does a spin move and then pulls up for a jump shot, and Alex Caruso, the bald eagle, like runs up to him and plays defense and either gets hit in the face or like just kind of fakes it and throws his head back, and Devin Booker is going up for a jump shot, and his elbow kind of like, as he goes up, gets into his face, which is just an inadvertent, if anything, that's a defensive foul because he has a right to shoot that. You don't have a right to put your face. That's a defensive foul. That's a foul on Alex Caruso. But somehow, I guess it's the theory of if I'm making an unnatural shooting motion, kind of like Kobe used to do, just like an unnatural, I'm swinging my arms out like that to try to unnaturally get a foul, and then I knock you in the face with my elbow. That's an offensive foul. I understand that, but that is not at all what happened on that play. This guy just went up for a jump shot, and Alex Caruso like ran his face into his elbow, and that's a defensive foul, and they got called an offensive foul. And then on the other end, there's a play where SGA just does the most disgusting spin move and just flails into the other guy, and he gets the foul call every time. And he's so good, SGA. He's really good. You can be an unethical player and still be really good. It's not a knock on your skill. He's got it all. He can dribble. He's pretty tall. He can shoot. He's got mid-range. I don't know what his stats are on this year. What's he from three? I mean, he's an MVP. He's the man. I love SGA. 55% field goal, 87% free throw, 3-point. I don't know what the splits. Regular season, 38.6%. Yeah, 31 points a game, 1.4 steals, 2 turnovers, 6 assists, 4 rebounds. Awesome. All-time talent. Love the guy, but he just unethical the way that they play. Just terrible. It wins because they get fouls on the other team, but I mean, really, if you don't know what I'm talking about, go watch. It's disgusting. It's just blatant throwing my body into the defender and then getting calls. And then they're working the refs the whole season. That's their whole thing, is working the refs, and they're very physical defensively, and they get away with a lot of fouls, and then they go do a lot of foul baiting on the other end offensively. It's disgusting and unethical. And my argument that the Lakers would beat them would just be purely karma, and they're the most disliked team in the NBA right now, and they deserve to be the champions, but because they have a great roster and they have great players, and they're just peaking right now, and they're a really fun team, but they've decided to play an unethical style of basketball, and it's time for them to pay the piper. And that would be the argument for the Lakers beating them. Just karma. Just, you can't keep getting away with this. You can't just keep playing like that. That Suns game that they played yesterday was disgusting. Shameful. Devin Booker got a technical foul because he was dribbling the ball Thunder player, I think it was Jalen Williams, bumps him, runs him out of bounds. It's a foul. Was it Kaysen Williams or Jalen Williams? One of the Williams. Yeah, no, it wasn't Kaysen Williams. Was it? Yeah, Jalen Williams with an I. Jalen. I think that was the guy. Bumps him, runs him out of bounds. Devin Booker, foul call on Oklahoma City, Jalen Williams for bumping Devin Booker as he's dribbling. He's falling out of bounds, and he kind of, without looking, he's just going forward, falling out of bounds, kind of flips the basketball onto the court, kind of like behind him, just kind of like, ugh. As I'm falling out of bounds, I'm just trying to keep it in play. I just kind of throw it over my shoulder. I kind of just like flicked it. My momentum's going forward. I just got fouled. I'm falling out of bounds and I'm dribbling. And I'm going to just kind of toss the ball inbounds in case they don't. It's a reflex. It's like instinctual. Like I'm falling out of bounds. I'm going to try to save the ball. Hopefully they call the foul, but in case they don't, I'm going to keep the ball in play. So he kind of, not even looking, he's looking this way. He's falling this way forward, flips the ball backward to keep it in bounds. It hits the Oklahoma City player, and they call a technical foul. It's that alone right there. They don't deserve. It's over. Ethically, morally, a disgusting team. They should be ashamed of themselves. They can't keep getting away with it. They're the Walter White of basketball. This is the end of the road for them. They need to lose just for the sport of basketball, just to keep the NBA from becoming irrelevant. You can't have a champion team that plays like this. It's bad for the league. It's no one wants to watch this. And the shame of it all is it's like they're being incentivized to do this, so it's not really their fault. They're getting the calls and they want to win, so it's their incentive to play like this. The league is like basically telling them, if you do this, you'll be champion. So it's, in a way, they're just doing what they need to do to win. But the shame of it all is they're such a good team. They're so talented. They're good offensively. They're good defensively. They can play a really athletic style of basketball. They shoot well. They have high percentages. They're just really good. Young, athletic, play well as a team offensively, play well as a team defensively. When they're playing basketball, they are a fun team to root for and a fun group of individuals to root for. Individually, they're fun. As a group, they're fun. They've just been incentivized to play a very unethical style, morally corrupt, just morally bankrupt style of basketball. You could say the system has incentivized them to play like this, and that just as actors in this market, they're going to have to decide to do what's best for them, and that this is their only choice is to do this. They'd be making a mistake not to play the way that they are because of the way the game is called. It's just a shame because they don't have to do this, and they're so good. They could probably win without being the most evil, hated basketball team, at least for the moment. I gotta imagine this is like how people felt about the Bad Boy Pistons, or like of the '80s teams that would foul, were just like tackling Michael Jordan in the air. Just you just can't justify it. It's you can't keep rewarding this team. You can't keep incentivizing them to play like this. Especially, like I said, they're just so good. It'd be fun to watch them just play normal. Just play normal basketball. So that's my arguments for the Lakers going to win. The Lakers can play. They can keep up offensively. Maybe they can somehow manage to step up defensively and then just have karma on their side. They win because karmically this Thunder team is evil, and someone's got to stop them, and it won't even be the Lakers. It'll be the forces of good and evil prevailing. And then they'll change their ways, and they'll be a better team, more fun next year. And then, let's say the Lakers beat them, go to the conference championship. I'm not afraid of nobody. Spurs are too young. I think there's a little bit of veteran. Lakers can beat them because they just have a veteran. I can punk you. I'm just older than you, and I can bully you mentally, emotionally. I can play these veteran older guy games and kind of get them off their mark. I'm not worried about the Spurs or the Nuggets or the Timberwolves or really anybody in the Eastern Conference. I mentioned the Cavs and the Celtics, but not really worried about them. I just like those two teams. But yeah, sure, the Cavs can win, and yeah, even the Celtics can win. Yeah, why not? Those are good teams. Good for them. But yeah, that would be my argument for the Lakers. Is if this second round they get Luka back, they get AR back. And those guys have like a nice little break, and they're well rested, and they're like playing better because they've had a month off. The Thunder would be the hardest team they would have to beat, and that's kind of like they're doing it right at the right time. They're going to get Austin Reeves and Luka back, rested, feeling better, having a month off to kind of, I don't know, yeah, they're dealing with injuries, but also your whole body's going to be feeling better. You're going to be getting better sleep. You're going to be less sore. So maybe physically that gives them an edge, and they're meeting the hardest team in the league, the Thunder, at the right time. The rest of their team has been staying sharp and staying on point, and then Austin Reeves and Luka come back, and they're feeling well rested and physically like they had a month off, and they're going to come back kicking butt, and maybe the timing's okay. And the Thunder would be the hardest team that they would have to play. After that, it's kind of, I think they can beat anybody. So that's how I would say the Lakers can do it. And I'm saying that there's an urgency to them. Like they know that this Luka LeBron combo it's been fun to watch. It's been kind of like, it's historically fun to watch guys with big legacies play on the same team. No matter how it turns out, it's always fun to just see two all-time greats playing together on the same team. Whether it's good or bad, it's always fun to watch. And I think they have a feeling like this could be the last hurrah for them. The last time that this actually can feasibly work. And don't want to jinx it, but if they can get Austin Reeves back, if they can get Luka back, and if they're fully rested and restored and there's no problems, then they would have kind of managed to have good luck with injuries. And you don't always get good luck with injuries, and especially the older you get, you don't get good luck with injuries. That's kind of one of the advantages of having young guys and on a young team is you can have an injury and you'll bounce back okay. Yeah, so let's see how it works. We're still on the Rockets. I'm getting ahead of myself. We got to beat the Rockets. The Rockets could come back and beat the Lakers. I don't think so, but technically it's possible. They're playing tomorrow. The Lakers have been playing like every 3 days. It's a lot of days in between these games. They don't play until tomorrow. I guess that's cool. Watch a Lakers game on a Friday. Cool. They're going to be in Houston, I think, so maybe Houston wins, maybe they don't. I told my friends that I expect KD to be out at least one more game. He's going to have some random injury that he has to sit out. So we'll see if that prediction comes true. I just feel like he's at a point of his career. He's kind of like Kawhi, where if he's not feeling it, he'll just sit it out. And I support that as like a labor, like if you're not feeling good, you should take the day off. Don't have anybody. That's your body and that's your health for the rest of your life. So you need to take care of yourself. Forget what anybody else says. I support him on that. But he has kind of a tendency to do that. I'm sure he'll miss. This is a guess. I'm not sure. But I have a feeling he'll miss at least one more game. Either way, I'm not worried about the Rockets. we'll see what happens. We'll be back Monday to talk about it. And a lot of Lakers on the show today. But like I said, I've been out sick, so I'll have more stories about serving people maybe next week that I feel better and catch up on some of this work that I was too sick to do earlier in the week. All right, guys. I'm out of here. Bye.